That's what you call a Falcon Punch. Rumbling, rumbling. I've taken off beat there, but it's coming. Welcome everyone, Sanjay Chia here. Welcome back to the channel. Of course, Attack on Titan Sundays continue with AOT Season 4 Part 2 Episode 18 or Episode 77 overall. This honestly, it's crazy to think that we're here at the final part of this anime, the final part of the final season. As crazy as that sounds. Again, I think I did mention it last week. Rumor has it, I'm hearing through the grapevine, that this part of the season is only going to be 12 episodes, and if that really and truly is going to be the case, it's anyone's guess if this will be able to adapt the entirety of what remains of the manga. And I mean, again, rumor has it, if that really is the case, then we might get a movie afterwards. But to be honest, I'd be more up for them just completing the whole thing. So I'm hoping it's actually more than 12 episodes. But anyway, this is going to be hype. This isn't going to be the mind-blowing, I mean, it's going to be a great episode, I imagine, but the mind-blowing episode that I'm expecting to be adapted from the manga, it might not happen until episode 3 or 4. I'm gonna bet it's going to be next week. It's going to be the mind-blowing episode. Manga readers know, chapter 119 to 122, that stretch of chapters. Yo, thanks for tuning in. Let's get into the reaction / review. Hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday, and let's get into it. It's such a chaotic time, honestly, with Armin trying to reason out what Eren would really do. So, and with how Eren's been acting, you can't really blame the rest of them for having their doubts, honestly. But at the same time, like I was saying, as I was saying last week, a lot of persons, when it comes on to AOT's ending, kind of misunderstand Eren to a degree, and the conversation here between like Armin and John and Mikasa and everybody here is like a literal on-screen representation of the fandom, I think, because based on certain developments and things that have happened through seasons 1 and 3, it shouldn't even really be a question if Eren really wants to do the euthanization plan or not. So yeah. So I just find it interesting, like it's like an on-screen representation of the fandom to a degree. Will we be finally freed? It's a good question, dog. This is a lot of recap though. Even though he has some, I think, some new scenes, some new dialogue with Armin is sprinkled in, but this is a lot of recap. Yeah. Why Gallia just have it rough since Marley. Yo! You dog. But not like they oh, Zeke. One twist up right at the armor titan face. Oni-chan! Alright, sneak attack, the OST pumping. Let's go! Clearly, as some people would say, Zeke is obviously Jamaican because the man used Big Stone as a weapon. Yo. Yo. Oh, that shot of Rhino from that angle right there. That from getting tongue twisted here, but that looked really good. And the art on the Titans, like in this episode, is really good. Not lie. Even that shot at Zeke a while ago, the Beast Titan, awesome. Brother, the Yeager is like get killed out the dog. Stop the foolishness. Lord Yeager. You know that actually sounds cool. Listen, I'm not even gonna check the timestamp of how far the episode is. I just expect the episode to like just end before I know it. Yeah. You know, I forgot that Yelena really looks up to Zeke like that, so she's like, oh my god, Zeke's here! Oh my lord and savior! Yo. I wonder if they're gonna like animate that weird scene of Yelena staring at Armin in the manga in this episode. I want to see how they actually handle that. Yo. Yo, Raina needs like an entire year off. Oh, here it is. This weird Dog, I didn't think they would literally at the panel just like that. That was creepy, dog. It was creepy in the manga, and it was creepy right there. Yo, that was a nice shot there. As much as people hate Gabby, like, she's not a bad character. Well, I say my confess before him dead. Falco! That's what you call a Falcon Punch. Well, I say just before me dead and probably about 13 years to live and thing, I make a no from no. Ooh. Wait. All right. The OST playing and ramping up.
ってくれ。この世で一番それを思っちゃいけねえのはエレン、お前だ。ピークに下げ。奴に少しでも命があるなら叫ぶはずだ。
And there we go. Episode done. Alright, so Attack on Titan Sneak Attack episode 77 season 4 part 2 final season part 2 whichever way you want to slice and dice it. Yo, it was a solid episode if I do say so myself. If I wasn't a fan of a lot of the recap that we got in the first portion there, could have been used to actually push the episode just a bit further. No, I will say this episode had some pretty decent looking shots when it comes on to the art and the animation on the Titans themselves. Like, I mean, I've heard it's a case where Mappa didn't really have a lot of time to do like the first part of the season, but honestly, it goes to show that if they had a lot more time, I think persons, generally speaking, would have been much more receptive of the CGI. And between this episode and last week's episode, I think it really shows, because yo, there are literally like some shots that really look real nice for CGI. I mean, you can still tell it's CGI, but yo, it looks real good to say the least. No, of course, we ended this episode with Zeke, you know, obviously coming in, getting injured and falling off the wall. But to even start, again, to kind of repeat what I was saying at the beginning, is just Eren's friends trying to decide if, you know, his true intentions at the end of the day. And of course, Armin is the one trying to piece together based on what he knows of Eren. But at the same time, you can't really blame them for, you know, having their doubts at the same time. And I just find it funny that it's like an on-screen representation of the misunderstanding of Eren Yeager and his character from the end of the manga in the fandom, generally speaking, as of course, as you may have heard, even if you're anime only, the ending is very polarizing, to say the least. So I found that to be interesting. Other interesting tidbits, of course, Jean saying, you know, yo, basically respect and rate Eren. Yo, he's so cool, you know, at the same time, you know, like, you don't really want to admit it. Because of putting down the scarf in this episode is a next big character. I wouldn't want to say development, but it's crucial for her character. Or at least it represents, you know, I guess, how should I put it, her mindset, her mind frame, her state of mind as it relates to Eren and the current happenings in Parody at this moment in time. I think her putting down the scarf in this episode is really representative of like, it's really and truly uncertain times when she puts down the scarf, obviously, considering how much the scarf means to her, as we've seen through seasons 1, 2, 3, up until this point at least. So very interesting there. Of course, the morally gray aspects of war continue to be a big story element when it comes on to Attack on Titan, when it comes on to like racism, war, just the overall gray area. And we basically see that through the characters of, you know, Gabby and how she reacted to, you know, Sasha's family walking past, and as she said, there were no devils here. You know, we basically decided these people were devils without even meeting them. And it just really, again, reinforces and drives home the whole negative aspects of indoctrination, acting out of extreme fear when it comes on to dealing with a particular group of people. So overall, the whole morally gray, who to cheer for aspect of Attack on Titan kind of continues to ring home through those small character moments. And I think even Mr. Niles, the one soldier from the military who decided to carry Falco to his brother, kind of helps to reinforce that as well. Because of course we saw the scene when Colt asked Gabby like, yo, why did he trust the enemy? And that kind of ties into the whole point of Gabby's whole development from part 1 of season 4 until now. So it's just overall, like, when you really dissect a lot of these portions of the episode, it really, you know, pushes up the episode rating for me at least. So there's that. Of course, I did find it funny as well, Yelena's scene that was adapted from the manga because it was weird in the manga, and I'll probably throw up the image here maybe. And versus it's such a weird looking scene. Jado. The action, the OST, the music, art, great as usual. I think the OST and the music overall just really helps to complement everything that's happening in the episode for the most part. It really just sets the tone. And again, I just have to compliment this episode on the fact just how the up close shots of the Titans actually look. You can imagine if Mappa had like more time, like even more than they had for this part of the season. I'm interested in seeing how everybody else feels about the CGI in this part of the season so far between this episode and the last episode. So that's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to actually looking through some comments and see what you guys actually think about this episode. Now, of course, I found it interesting as well when Gabby says, yo, now I understand Reiner, versus Reiner in this episode saying like, yo, why did everything me and Eren were to see him? Which, I mean, I think Reiner kind of misinterpreted what Eren was trying to go for in the basement scene back in Marley. But yeah, they really are the same for the most part. But I think Reiner has kind of misinterpreted what Eren meant by that. But discussion for another time. Eren, we didn't really get much dialogue from him, just streaming and all that jazz and blues, kind of emphasizing that, you know, we really aren't seeing Eren's perspective of this. We continue to kind of prolong that whole vibe of, I wonder what Eren really is thinking for the most part. So there's that. Of course, Armin kind of suspects that Eren is going to go for the rumbling so that, you know, the rest of the world can't really touch Eren, well, touch parity for at least the next 50 years. So of course they've decided to actually help him. And it's next episode is going to be, based on what I remember from the manga, next episode is probably going to be a sad one. I won't say who, but we're going to be getting some character deaths next episode more than likely, if based on the pacing of things right now. But again, it kind of, as I mentioned, pacing, it kind of brings up back the whole discussion of, is this part of the season really only going to be 12 episodes? And based on how this episode was paced, where things are going, if it really is 12, again, just a reminder, I highly doubt 12 episodes is going to cover up until the last chapter of the manga. And the rumors regarding a potential movie might be true. Might. But honestly, I personally just want them to just adapt everything up until the end, so I'm hoping it's more than 12 episodes. But all in all, I thought this was another stellar episode of Attack on Titan. The whole themes of it being reinforced, and of course the action and the art looking real good despite it being CGI. Honestly, you can really break down a lot of the stuff between the narrative and the visuals, the music. It's just overall an awesome time. Like, I wouldn't mind if they package episodes 3 and 4 as like a double whammy for next week, because trust me, 3 and 4 are going to be wild. Trust me. Trust me. If nothing else, 3 and 4 are going to be wild. But all in all, I thought it was a solid episode of Attack on Titan. Let me know what you thought about my thoughts. Let me know if there's anything I missed talking about when it comes on to this episode. So if anything, we can, you know, talk about it more in the comment section below. Hopefully without spoilers. So yeah. Sanju Uchiha, thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you in the next Shingeki no Kyojin. Final season.